What up, YouTube? It's the Gamingphile. We're gonna see if we can get Dante up for a room tour. One sec, let's check this out. This man's sleeping all the time. We gotta wake him up. Yo, D.
Yo, what up, man?
Room tour time, man.
That was today?
Yeah, man, we gotta do this thing.
Okay.
Fans need to see.
Let me just throw some pants on. We'll keep showing.
Alright.
BRB.
Alright.
Alright, man. Ready to go. And this is what all the ladies, all the fucking gentlemen, they love to see. The collection in all its glory. A fraction of the gaming files. But something nonetheless. It's something. So check it out. We're gonna start with the newest crap. The stuff nobody really gives too many shits about, I guess. Some PlayStation 4 gear. This was on sale for like $20 at EV, so like why the hell? It's a shitty game. But you know, the Order 1886, graphically impressive, pretty cool statue, good design. Got a blue PS Vita. PS Vita. That's what it's called. Delicious. I love it. Fantastic system. You get PS Plus. You're set for fucking months and months of gaming. Free games, best indie platform. Undersupported criminally. So that's the world we live in, man. People want their calls of duties. So here we are. This is a recent pickup. Awesome game. Awesome remaster. This is a limited run copy of a physical version of Shadow Complex. It's fantastic. It's like a Super Metroid for the modern day. So pick this thing up, download it. I think it's like, it must be under $20, but like worth it. Holy shit. Not a whole lot of crazy stuff to talk about in the PlayStation collection as far as PS4 goes. Big fan of Bloodborne. I was lucky enough to get a collector's edition for this sucker. Never really a fan of Dark Souls or Demon Souls. Those games just kicked my ass, embarrassed me, so I was very hesitant to pick this up, but it was more my speed, a little quicker, not as hardcore, if you can believe it, but still pretty hardcore. Actually, I'll shift your attention this way, because this is actually my favorite PS4 game, Metal Gear Solid 5. Got the collector's edition in there. He's also surrounded by some collectibles, some heavy-duty Metal Gear collectibles there. Quick tings. I love the Vita, as mentioned. Trying my best to get a nice little physical collection going here. Sly Cooper. Haven't played the originals. Like back in the day, there were so many games coming out. I didn't have any time for Sly. I may have played the first one a little bit, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting into this. Love the Vanillaware. Muramasa. Huge. Artwork in these games. Amazing. So I'm a big fan of that. You got another one coming up here. Ooh. Dragon's Crown. Fantastic. Yeah, man. And this is actually my favorite Vita game. Another rare physical game. Like, if you can find a physical copy of Child of Light, scoop that up because they're few and far in between. Like, I don't know if they're worth much now, but they're rare. Like, you'll rarely see these guys pop up. So, as soon as you see them in the bargain bins at the old ebgames, fire away, my friends. PS3, I'm just going to pick some favorites, maybe like 2 or 3. So, number 1, Vanquish. It was multi-platform, but I preferred it on PS3. It was just phenomenal. Like, what a rarity. They don't make games like this anymore, folks. It's Western RPGs. This, I think it was made by the studio, like Kurt Schilling's development studio, which went under, undeservedly, because this game was fucking awesome. Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. Amazing game, super critically well received, but it flopped. The studio shut down instantaneously. I felt horrible for the dude because it was actually awesome, super fun to play, great mechanics, and just failed. It's one of those sad stories, you know, there's no coming back from that. Another last little rarity that I really, really enjoyed, Catherine. I'm sure a lot of people, hardcore gamers, have played it, but not a lot of the mainstream have. It's a genius puzzle game, block based, you climb. It's super crazy story. A guy's cheating on his girlfriend. It gets really into some real adult themes, and it's super trippy. Like, highly, highly recommended. Obviously, you know your Gran Turismos and all that crap, so I'm not going to waste your time. But check these guys out. Oh boy, taking it way back to the Xbox. Big old fatso herself. The Xbox was the last of this generation of consoles that I actually picked up. And the reason I did, as you know, probably 90% of you guys, was Halo. But it was a specific video that was circulating online with a bunch of guys making crazy stunts and like piling up grenades and flipping warthogs to the moon. I thought it was the funniest shit. Like, I needed to have this, so I went out and bought 4 controllers that day, the system, and Halo. And my god, like endless hours of fun. Like, I can't even describe. Like, I was known. All my friends would come over. We'd have network, like LAN parties before there was an online Xbox. You'd hook it up to the internet and just hours of fun, my friends. I'm sure you all know. But some rarities, again, we know all the Halos. Not gonna waste your time. This guy, I don't know why I decided to pick it up because the box art is absolutely awful. Look at that. It's like a poor man's Wing Commander. Just horrible art, but what a fucking great game. I'm sure everybody's played as well, but gotta give a shout out to Ninja Gaiden, the black version though. They fixed the camera. Fantastic game. Like, one of these cherished, like, this thing's never leaving my possession. I love it. Hardcore, brutal game, but my god, so satisfying. Bloody, amazing. Panzer Dragoon Orta. I don't know how rare this game is. I'm not sure if it is at all. Like, if you can scoop up a bunch of these games, now is the time, because the stock has never been lower. You could pick these guys up for like $5, and who knows, man, 20 years, you could be looking a little gold mine. But this game was great. Like, had a good run on the Saturn and stuff, but this was my favorite version. Not just because it's the only one I own. I know Panzer Dragoon was at Saga, very well renowned, but I love this one. I spent a lot of time with it. It's phenomenal. The 64. Everybody knows where they were when they got their first 64. I remember where I was, sneaking into my mom's closet, Christmas Eve, finding it unwrapped still, and she got 2 games with it. Actually, it was a week before Christmas, but she had enough time, so I complained. I found the system, and she had Killer Instinct Gold as a game with it. So I kind of like hinted that Santa fucked up in big ways. So I told her, like, kind of in a weird roundabout way, that like I needed Mario 64 and I needed Shadows of the Empire. So, needless to say, I was a very happy little child, spoiled little brat on Christmas morning when I got those 2 games, and they're still the same versions I have today, boxed up in here. Let me pull them out. Maybe a collapse here. Oh, there she is. Still pristine. Little baby Dante knew how to take care of his shit way back in the day. This is it. Mama, I love you. That's it, man. That's love. Love. So much nostalgia. So many good feelings. One of the greatest games of all time. Best platformer. I'd argue better than Banjo-Kazooie. There's a big debate. Banjo or Mario? I go Mario all the way, man. So much freedom. So much amazingness. Pulling out some more here. Obviously, you gotta go. Everybody's gotta have a copy of Zelda. Whether or not it's the collector's edition gold shimmering cover, whatever. This is just a lucky little find here. This is another launch game. Like, I picked it up day of. We had to pre-order it. It's one of the first instances I remember having to pre-order a game, and like the anticipation was just through the roof. Like, kids were mailing away to try and win copies because they were sold out. Like, I had friends that would drink 13 milk cartons a day and send them away to try and win one. I was lucky enough to lock one up at Walmart for some reason, and it's never left my possession. And God forbid if it ever did, I would probably fucking head first off that balcony. Life is over. Meaningless to live now. Obviously, Majora's Mask, great game. One of the more valuable games in the collection. Conker's Bad Fur Day. And actually, funny story about this one. Me and my brother picked this up. We paid a guy So this is when they started IDing for games. We were not 18 at the time. So you needed photo identification to pick this game up at Electronics Boutique or ebgames, as it's known. So we paid this guy in the food court, some like scraggly teenager in like a hoodie. We paid him we offered him $10 to go, keep the difference and buy us this game. He was kind enough to just do it for we gave him exact change. He picked it up for us, thankfully, because now it's worth quite a pretty penny. And when I moved it over here, actually, there's a lot of stories imbued in this game. My brother, oddly enough, it's so ironic but so fitting. I pulled it out, so I'm cleaning all the games up for display and stuff, and putting the right game in the right box. I open it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? There's these sticky, weird tissues and wrappers. I dump the box. There's 6 or 7 just condom wrappers, not used condoms. There's no funky stuff in there, but there's crammed in the box in a Conker's Bad Fur Day box of all. He knew we had all these. I guess he was hiding them from my parents. He didn't want any evidence or something. We didn't have an incinerator to burn the shit, so he'd hide them in these game boxes. But this was the only one that had anything in it. So he scored at least 7 times in that time period and decided to stick them in the only box that could hold them, Conker's Bad Fur Day. The game's great too. A personal favorite of mine, Paper Mario. Not a lot of recognition. It's my favorite Mario RPG besides Mario RPG on Super Nintendo. This is the one. They kind of went all over the place with the series after this one. This sticks truest to its roots, RPG roots, turn-based, real fun, great, actually super funny game. The dialogue is just really unparalleled. They kind of teetered back into it with Mario and Luigi on Game Boy Advance, but this is the one, man. If you can find a cheap copy of this guy, totally worth playing, totally holds up. It doesn't suffer from a lot of what most 64 games suffer from, and that's the graphics don't hold up anymore. It's just kind of unplayable. This is a nice 2D art style, totally holds up, totally worth playing with that. I don't think there's a lot of craziness in here. Oh, well, yeah, shit. Smash Brothers, obviously. Unfortunately, no boxes for these guys. Mario Tennis, another great one. Mario Party, original. Everybody needs to play this. Everybody needs the blister on the palm of their hand playing that goddamn skateboard scamper minigame. The rumor was, I don't know, back in the day it was a rumor in the schoolyard. Apparently it's true. You could send away and get a giant Mario glove because everybody complained about having a giant blister, which I did have from this game. Nothing made your sticks dustier than this goddamn game. Moving on, because we can't spend forever on this shit. These are the few NES games that survived the great garage sale period of my dad's life. I was, I guess, complacent in it, and I was all right with. He would explain, if you get rid of this, you can get the new stuff. I didn't know that, down the line, this stuff would be worth any money. So I was lucky enough to hang on to some boxes, so I'd go back out and find the carts, refill them. So one of which, I think I hung on to the original. This is my original Super Mario Bros. 2 box. Yeah, you can tell because it's pristine. This is look where I got it from. Look at this. Papa taught me, man. For some reason, he held these. They survived in a box of old VHS tapes, thankfully. So I just had to go out and get the cart. The manuals are all in there. It's amazing that these survived. Another one, Manhattan Project. Of all the Ninja Turtles games, I completed the trilogy down the line, but this one survived the great deletion period. Look at that. That's minty. You don't see that shit. It's insane. So lucky. So lucky that bin of home movies didn't make it into a garage sale yard. Lord knows what was on the tapes. This is arguably one of the greatest games of all time. This is one I had to pick up later. I did have as a kid, but it did not survive, so I had to buy this guy off eBay. Got lucky. It was $20 boxed for some reason. I don't know if the guy knew what it was worth. It was a buy it now. It was actually complete. Has the manual and everything in it. A little crushed. Smells like 6, maybe a little poop, but worth it nonetheless. It's airing out here, it's getting acclimated to the collection. Moving along. I'm going to start here actually because this is the earliest memory I have of video games. Like we had an NES and I played it, but I have very foggy memories of it. This is the one that kind of stuck with me and has real deep-seated fucking roots in my brain. The TurboGrafx 16, another, these guys survived. Like for some reason, they made it in that same box of VHS tapes. Look how crazy this is. The long box, complete, crazy. I'd play these games with my dad constantly. Like this is at the point where Dad was still into games and he was better than the kids. So we'd call him in to beat certain levels or certain areas for us, and I think that was it. Like he could understand the D-pad, the AV, like the 2-button format. And after that, it was just all downhill. We tried to get him into like Super Nintendo. Once they added shoulder buttons and 2 extra face buttons, he was out. The first Legendary Axe, also freaky as shit. This cover art gave me fucking nightmares. Probably still does today, and explains my hatred for crab spider freaks. Bonk's Adventure, one of Hudson's OG games. I love this game. Like super poppy art style, like real flat, colorful graphics. It still holds up today. A lot of people prefer Arizonk, which is the kind of spiritual successor, but since this is the only one I played, it's the one I love. And finally, Alien Crush. These are all the long boxes that survived. This is another like real freaky pinball game. Like look at the theme going on here. He's trying to torment me as a child. The Dreamcast, 9/9/99, the release date. Hype as shit. Here are some faves I'm just gonna pull out here. One game I gotta talk about, not because I like it, but because it taught me a very fucking important lesson in collecting. This fucking game, this is back when I didn't know the value of $1. I was a little shit. I really wanted to play this game, and I traded in boxed copies of, I can't, like it hurts my heart to even think about it. I think Banjo-Kazooie was one of them. Goemon's Adventure on 6 boxed copies of these games, man. A Banjo 2, like I can't even, it just hurts too much, I can't. But 6 or 7 boxed 64 games to get this worthless turd of a fucking game. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, another great game. Power Stone. See, you can see a theme here. Great game. This is actually a recent pickup. I had to go back and get it. I love this game. I used to play the demo disc constantly. Never had the full version up until like a few years ago when I just had cracked and bought a copy off eBay. Obviously, Soul Calibur, great game. This is real obscure as well, but I'm a huge fan of MDK as well on the PlayStation. I have the original version. I really loved Earthworm Jim. It was the same developers. Just a real quirky, weird game. Like for some I had a real twisted mind, probably thanks to all those fucked up TurboGrafx games. But I really had this weird attraction of crazy, funky art styles and just quirky, weird shit. Let's get into some PlayStation 1. Greatest of all time. We gotta start here. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Moonjammer Lammy. I love this game. I played this on repeat. It was so much fun. Like, we'd get together with friends. It was just some of the funniest times. Like, I used to play with my girlfriend at the time, and she would just crack up. Final Fantasy, Tactics, OG. Like, great game. You can get another version for it, possibly a better version on PSP. You can also play it on the Vita. It's just amazing turn-based strategy. Phenomenal game. I must have sunk hundreds of hours into this. Another Square game. Vagrant Story. Metal Gear Solid. Obviously, everybody's got a copy of this. You have to if you're a PlayStation collector. Almost like it redefined games, like changed the way I saw them as far as storytelling goes. As convoluted and fucking weird as thermonuclear warfare can be, like the story doesn't make a lot of sense in a lot of areas, but it's super, super captivating. The cast, the voice acting, unlike anything I'd ever seen. This was actually the game that made me buy a PlayStation. So everything else you saw was bought like on the backlog. This was the first one. Like this broke me. I remember opening an EGM and seeing artwork for the characters. Like Vulcan Raven, they all had the crazy animal names. Psycho Mantis, like weird, crazy art. I'm like, I need to fucking have this game. Just reading their bios, like this is insane. It was worth it. Worth the purchase of the system. I'm so happy that this won me over, because I would have missed out on a lot of stuff, including Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Cross, all this shit. The original MDK, Tony Hawk 2. Craziness. The Super Nintendo, by far and away my favorite system. Like, it's just, it holds up today. It was the perfection of 2D sprite-based gaming, 16-bit, glorious. A lot of games really, like, I'd say like 80% of them hold up like amazingly today. You can still go back, dust off your cartridge, and just run through anything quickly. Like Mega Man X, huge. Like, this is a phenomenal game. Me and my brother were big collectors. Let me pull this out. It's all tight in here. We managed to hang on to a lot of our stuff. Thankfully, didn't make it through any garage sales. Mega Man X was one of the favorites. Like, the manual is still creased by us tracing the characters. We loved this game. I wasn't a big Mega Man guy on NES, but X is where it all started. And like, this is my favorite by far on the Super Nintendo. Killer Instinct, great game. Recently picked it up. Final Fantasy III, another one. Like, we were on a waiting list. Like, they used to have these waiting lists at the used game shop. You put your name down. Like, on a whim, we're like, all right, well, let's try. Like, waiting for just a copy. And one of these came in, box, manual, map, everything's in there. When we were kids, and so we got the phone call one day. I remember how fucking happy I was. Like, the phone rang. My mom was so confused. The guy was talking about like Final Fantasy, whatever. I heard her say that. Like, ran to the kitchen. Like, no, picked up the phone. Like, look, like, yes, thank you. We'll be right there within the hour. Picked this guy up. I was over the moon. It was like in mint condition. So happy. I couldn't believe it worked. Like, waiting on a list, and they called me like months later. I think it was like maybe 7 months. It's insane. Get on that guy. This, another favorite. If you had the multi-tap, even better. Secret of Mana. Phenomenal game to play with friends. 3 friends, well, 2 friends, 3 total. Great game, great action RPG from Square as well. Just super fucking fun game. Still holds up. Amazing. Still has the shrink wrap on it for some reason, but the guy that I bought it off cut down the middle and he took care of the shit. That's an extra layer of collector protection right there. Making a mess here, but let's move through. Secret of Evermore. The companion piece to Secret of Mana. Another favorite. Great game. Same style, but the US kind of version. They took a crack at it. It's great. Also worth playing. Earthworm Jim. Another childhood favorite. Like I said, I love the weird, crazy art style. Really, like, nutty game. Just really all over the map. Like, nothing else I had seen before was like this game. The animation was just out of control for the Super Nintendo. Completely changed the way I looked at like 2D gaming. Like, I couldn't believe what I was looking at when I first played this game. It was such smooth, weird, cartoony animation. No, like, almost relatively low pixels. Like, it just looked so smooth, like almost like you were watching a cartoon. I loved it. We got really deep into the Street Fighter games, as you can see. There's 3. You got Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2, the original, and Super Street Fighter 2. All 3, and so we were big fans growing up. This is an obscure game that I really love, and I just played through it recently, Cybernator. This, my dad brought home randomly one day, I think to thank us for, like, shoveling the driveway once out of a million times. Good prize. Great game. Super crazy, like, side-scrolling mech action. Fucking get this shit. If you can play it, I don't know, by any means possible, just do it. Like, it's awesome. A great game. Like, I can't say enough about this game. It's awesome. Look at that. Like, come on, man. They just don't make them like this anymore. Mario Kart, spent way too much time playing this game. Way too much time wasted. Well, I wouldn't say wasted. Not maybe. But battle mode, it was all in here. This is where it all started. Arguably the best version behind Mario Kart 64. And Maximum Carnage, red limited edition cartridge, but they were all red. Super hard game. Real cool. This is back when I didn't really have a good idea as to like what a good developer was, or I just kind of bought this based on the fact that it was, you know, Spider-Man. But it was actually a really, really cool game, really fun. And this right here, featuring music by Green Jelly. I actually ended up going out and buying this album just based on the title music, and it was pretty cool. I actually got like pretty deep into their music. It's like this old school punk band, real crazy, worth playing as well. So that's the boxed Super Nintendo stuff. This up here, these are the Universal Game Case games that I picked up over the years. Like, this is where all the choice shit is, okay? So I'm going to name them off because you all know and you love them. They're Super Metroid. You got your Earthbound, Mario RPG, Link to the Past. I really need to get a box for that. Super Mario World, Star Fox, F-Zero, Super Punch-Out, ActRaiser. Really fucking crazy game. Amazing game. Just a real blending of styles. Like, it's Earth Sim, it's side-scrolling action. It's nuts. Yoshi's Island, arguably one of the best Mario games. It's one of my favorite. Touch Fuzzy, Get Dizzy, shout out, huge. Death and Return of Superman, Knights of the Round, NBA Jam. We burnt the side of a friend's copy of that game playing it so much. Like, it melted the plastic. Not this one, but my friend still has it, I'm pretty sure. Turtles in Time, Mario Paint, like, the imagination, man, that flowed through that game. I make such crazy, weird animations. I spent hours playing that game. It was amazing. Donkey Kong Country, Illusion of Gaia, Demon's Crest, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Final Fantasy II, Super Ghouls and Goblins, like Contra, Super Contra, Chrono Trigger. How the fuck? These were all on the fucking same system, man. It's crazy just to think about. And I'm very lucky to have all my favorites back. I spent years trying to rebuild the Super Nintendo collection. Like, a lot of these I had growing up, but like I said, garage sales and weird, dumb decisions, aka Toy Commander, reared their ugly head. So we had to rebuild at some point. The Gamingphile himself hooked me up with a lot of these. Like, we made some pretty epic trades. Managed to get Earthbound and like a bunch of real choice copies of games here, and I'm real thankful. Like, this is gonna stay with me forever. My kids are gonna inherit it. I'm gonna raise them up on it. It's gonna be great. This was a weird Amazon sale. I just picked it up. Like, for a long time, I admired the statue at ebgames, begging the girl that we know that works there, what up, Bailey, to just give me a fucking like, just give me the statue. I'll take it broken. I'll fix it. Like, whatever. Didn't budge, obviously, because that would be like stealing. But Amazon had a weird sale on this. It was like $24. Totally worth it. I love this thing. Like, it's such cool design. Made by, like, I forget what the artist's name is, but the sculpt is really crazy. A cool gold black, real simplistic, minimalist style. Love it. Gamecube. This was a real great system, but it's another one that kind of suffered through my weird trade-in phase. Like, I knew if I traded in 2 games, I could get 1 for free. Like, they always had these weird deals, so I kind of didn't hang on to a lot. I wish I did, because the collection would probably be like 3 times as big. But I did manage to hang on and recover a lot of choice ones that I grew up with and loved. Luigi's Mansion, Mario Sunshine, these had to get reacquired. Sorry, those. Great games in their own right. This was a great launch title. It got a lot of hate because it wasn't the Mario 64 that everybody wanted. Neither was this, but I loved it. Like, I remember the morning waking up getting this game, how happy I was, and it just fills you with so much joy. Like, even the tropical setting, all the colors, like, there's so much happiness. I remember it came out in the summer. If I remember correctly, it was like August or something. But it was just such good feelings all around when this game came out. Like, I can't help but not love it. And it is a great game in its own right. A lot of people hated it because it was like a weird, quirky theme with a water pack. People didn't really respond well to it, but I loved it. I was over the moon when this was released. This is a great, like, what in the hell is Nintendo sitting on this franchise for? Like, this was a phenomenal game. F-Zero. There hasn't been another F-Zero since this. It's my favorite version. Like, a lot of people will talk about the 64 version, but I love this game. It was the fastest thing I've ever played. The smoothest as silk. You'd have to have laser responses. Even in the multiplayer, it was phenomenal. It still held up. I remember, I think it's in here. Yeah, there it is. I played, they had a tour at like a fair. So, the official F-Zero competition So I thought I had the best time. I think you got to win like a platinum Gamecube signed by somebody, but I still kept the little badge that they gave you. Kept it in the box here. Little kid Dante was so proud, thought he won, but got smoked in the end. A couple more favorites. Obviously, you gotta have the trifecta Zelda games here. Twilight Princess, the better version as far as I'm concerned. I actually originally played it on the Wii. Got this a little later. Everybody loves playing with the controller. The waggle kind of like it came and went, was not cool. This is the way to play it. Mirrored version, real cool. Wind Waker, amazing. Like, you all know, I don't have to waste any time talking about this. This is like, a lot of people argue the best 3D Zelda. I wouldn't go that far, but it is absolutely phenomenal. This, I can't remember how I got it. I think it was a send away. But real great because you could play the two 64 games on the disc, and it also came with the original Legend of Zelda NES and Zelda 2 Adventures of Link. It was, I think it was a mail away, but anyway, like, I'm glad I hung on to this. I got rid of the Master Quest version for some reason. Again, dumb. Probably got $2 trade-in, but I'm like, oh, I have this one. Ooh. Idiot, foolish. Ikaruga. This was another late edition. I originally played it, on the Gamecube back in the day, but I think I flipped it. Like, this is when I started getting an idea as to what things were worth, because I remember finding it at EB for like $5, and they were worth like 80, so I threw it up and flipped it on eBay. I know it's like not a popular thing to do, but little broke me refused to get a part-time job, so that's how I funded my enterprise. Great game. You like have to flip polarity to like blast different colored ships. It was like super high-paced bullet hell game. Amazing. Like great GameCube game. Obviously, like these are the obvious ones here. Come on, man. Smash Bros. Melee still played today in the competitive scene. Gets a lot of love. I love it. I'm on the Wii U version now, but it's amazing. The two Pikmins. These are more Gamingphile hookups. Played the original, never played the second. Got into the third. I still gotta tackle this guy. Like, it's just, who has the time anymore? Metroid Prime. Holy fuck, Metroid Prime. Echoes, I didn't really get into. This was another late edition, but the original blew my goddamn mind. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I remember when the rumors were going around about a 3D Metroid. Didn't know how it would play out, how the platforming would be, but it was smooth as silk, the jumping, everything, like how you do the little dip on every jump to like make the platforms, you can see where you're going. It was just phenomenal. Like how they pulled it off, amazing. You could see the condensation on your visor, like it was just so cool. I couldn't believe they pulled it off. And actually, this is one of the best days in gaming for me because I picked this guy up at the same time. These two games were released, and this will be a nice transition. These were released on the same day, okay? This is what we were living in 2002 or whenever these were released. We haven't had a good Metroid game since, but these came out on the same day. Like, what kind of weird fucking world is this? Give me more Metroid now, please. NX launch title, I need it. That'll make me buy it day one. But Fusion, really loved it. Kind of a chatty game, like a lot of dialogue. Not what you're used to in a Metroid game, but real great game. Another one, actually my favorite one on Game Boy Advance, Zero Mission. This is the definitive Metroid on Game Boy Advance as far as I'm concerned. Advance Wars. I have like weird memories associated with this too. This was another trade-in game. I think man. It's embarrassing, but I got rid of like a bunch of original Game Boy games without the box. I'll tell you about the boxes in a second. But I traded in a bunch of like Kid Icarus, old games, and got this on September 11th. Like, it was a weird day, like, and I still remember that. Like, I felt weird buying like war games when all this shit was going on, but I really wanted to play it. It was released around that time, if not that day. Real weird. Like, for some reason that just came back to me. So a quick aside about the Game Boy boxes. Like, I still have a couple that I picked up like recently. Donkey Kong 94, great game. But I had so those games I traded in, they were just the cards. But I had a bag about this big by this big, like full of complete mint boxed like empty boxes of Game Boy games. And this is before my boy, the G-File, was back in my life. So I didn't appreciate the true value of these games, these boxes. Little did I know, like I could have went and bought a $12 copy of Kid Icarus, jammed it in there, and guess what? It was like $120 or whatever the hell. Don't tell me how much it's worth in the comments. I don't want to know. I got rid of a ton, man. Mega Man and Bass, Kid Icarus, like a bunch of like Jurassic Park, crazy original Game Boy boxes. Cost. I don't even want to explain. Like originally these were gone as well. I threw them out. WarioWare, like the big thick box, everything. Like my dad was cleaning up. I was going to university and like we were cleaning our shit out. Like I was ripping all the posters off my wall, trying to get all grown up. I remember he asked me, like, do you need these? And I said no, thinking, like, I don't know if I thought he was going to box them away or something, but he flattened them out and in the garbage. So years later, I was, like, panicking. My heart sunk. I remember going back out to him, like, do you remember that there was a box of these old games? He's like, yeah, I asked you to leave them. I threw them out. It keeps me up at night sometimes. Anyway, on to bigger, better things. God damn, it hurts. It hurts, guys. Kid Icarus! Box! Fuck! Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, another favorite of mine on the OG Game Boy. So a really kind of incomplete collection for the DS. I did manage to get World Ends With You back. I was obsessed with this as well, played all the way through it. Real different kind of RPG. Like you had to use both screens at the same time. Draw your moves on the bottom, and the attacks are kind of playing out on the top. Really crazy stuff. Really makes me want to go to Japan. One day I will make the pilgrimage. All the Castlevanias, totally worth getting a DS for. These are probably my favorite games, and I'm really happy I was able to track down. I was kind of lucky at a Value Village in Toronto on a Sunday, if you can believe it. Pull this sucker out. Just sitting right there. It was like Super Princess Peach. What the hell? It was like minty fresh. Now I was kind of getting more smart into the 3DS life, so I kind of hung on to a lot of stuff I didn't really trade in anymore. So just real quickly, Fire Emblem Awakening, obviously, great game. Link Between Worlds, amazing. Like, resurgence of the top-down Zelda, I loved it. That's the only game in recent memory that I played through twice in a row in the New Game Plus mode. I just couldn't get enough. It was amazing. Star Fox 3D, great game as well. If you can find a copy of that, I think they're getting pretty hard to come by. Both of the 64 Zelda, so Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, worth replaying. They're how you remember them. They're upgraded graphics, a lot smoother. Great stuff. Recently, so this is actually Fire Emblem Fates Birthright and Conquest. The collector's edition is sitting pretty in this cabinet over here, but we'll dip in there a little later. Still haven't gotten around to this. This was like a whim pickup of Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth collector's edition. I figured, why not pick it up now? Fuck, this is what happens then. Start hoarding. You don't have time as an adult. You gotta do laundry. You gotta do groceries. You gotta go out drinking like an idiot. Bayonetta 2. Crazy game, man. Like, if you can track down the one that comes with the original, because I think they re-released it just Bayonetta 2, but if you can get the one that comes with a double disc, track that down. It's kind of getting rare out there. It's probably worth adding to your collection now. Mario Kart 8, like, you can go on and on. Super Mario Maker, good stuff on that system. Criminally, like, undersold, but you can kind of understand why. Like, was it a Wii? Was it a Wii sequel? Did you just buy the gamepad? It was such a confusing launch. Even I was confused. What the hell is this? I didn't understand, but whatever. Hopefully they rebound with NX. We'll see. I still have deep love for Nintendo. The Wii, I didn't really hang on to a lot. Unfortunately, I remember just being done. Like, I cursed Nintendo's name at one point. I was so disappointed with the Wii. I just flipped everything. And the only game I hung on to actually was Mario Galaxy. And down the line, I just had to kind of pick everything back up when I got back into collecting. Zone of the Enders, the second runner. fuck, man. What a game. Like, this was stunning. The art style in this game, holy shit. It was like watching an anime in motion. Very much worth playing. I think it's best suited on a handheld. Like, I really want to get the Vita version. It's got real cool. Like, again, it's Vanillaware. That trademark art style. I love it. I can't get enough of these guys. They just do masterful work. Lunchbox edition, Fallout 3. Really love this thing. It comes with a bobblehead in here, I think, and a couple of art books and the soundtrack. This game is, behind Red Dead Redemption, my favorite of that generation. Great game. Must have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours with this. This is a display case. I used to sell clothing for a living back in the day, and this was a watch case that we had in the store, and they were throwing it out one day, so I decided to take it. And now it houses a lot of Nintendo collectibles. I try to keep it all Nintendo in here. The top shelf, I throw in some Zelda stuff. You got Link's Awakening on Game Boy. Some custom painted amiibo in here. I'll pull this open. So I spray painted a Link gold. I thought that was pretty cool. I think it came out alright. Not bad, eh? For a first shot. Limited edition. 1 of 1. I love the cover art. I got the Super Famicom edition. So I do have one box, Link to the Past. The Japanese version of Link to the Past there. Just purely on the basis of the cover art. I really love that. This is interesting, actually. Got this at the World of Nintendo store. Their original Hanafuna cards, like the cards that Nintendo used to make. This is how the business started, right? Never opened them. I could not learn how to play this. I don't think it comes with. It might come with instructions. They might be in Japanese. I don't know, but I never took the time to actually bust this open and check it out. But look at that. It's got crazy, cool little art on the cards. Mother 3 repro card. Why this never came to the West, I'll never know, but the fans did an awesome job translating this. Another Gamingphile hookup. Everybody's got to have a copy. E.T., the extraterrestrial. What else we got here? Shit's falling. It's the best. We got Shovel Knight, Fire Emblem Special Edition. Like I said, it's high temptation to sell this thing. You try and fight that line between collector and profiteer. But there's a part, I'm a lover of this. That's why I hung on to it. But when they were soaring up to $500 US, and the US dollar to us Canadians was just oof, it's diamond encrusted gold. I couldn't get rid of it. A little custom, a friend made this for me, actually, a going away present of my old job. Little yarn Yoshi. Look at that. She's a master knitter. That's insane. I almost like it better than the original version, which is up there somewhere. There you go. There you go. There's a little guy. Actually, no, he's pretty cute. Here it is, guys. Hope you liked it. Again, it's a fraction of the OG gaming files, but you know what? It's love. And you can feel that.